I am having a field day raising chickens. People crack up when I tell them I have chickens in my backyard. Then the questions start. Do you live in the country? No, I live in East Dallas near White Rock Lake. Are chickens legal in the city? Hens, yes. Roosters, no. Something about the cock-a-doodle-doing really sets people off. I enjoy answering their questions because I love chickens, and I get to sound smart. In the question of which came first, my answer is the egg, because of a good friend in junior high that dressed as a fried egg one Halloween. I decided to steal the idea. I worked at a graphic design company, so it wasn't entirely weird for a 30-year-old to wear a Halloween costume to work. It was 15 years ago that I scalloped the edges of a white sheet, cut a hole for my head, added a felt yoke, and carried around a spatula. My coworkers loved the egg, and I loved the attention. I spent hours creating that egg, and I was gonna get my money's worth. The next year, I enlisted my friend's help, and we came up with a new idea: deviled egg. I added a pitchfork and devil's horns, and I was ready to go. To portray Explorer, I donned a pith helmet, hiking boots, and carried a map. Many people were stumped the year I sewed socks and bounced dryer sheets to my egg to become ecstatic. I'm taking suggestions for this year's costume. On some cosmic level, I'm sure my costumes led me to own chickens. My relationship with chickens, other than the fried variety, began in 2005, long before I actually owned any hens. My friend Jonathan, my neighbor and BFF, was into organic gardening and wanted to attend a lecture on backyard chickens. I tagged along to spend time with him, having no interest in chickens of my own. The lecturer, GW, was considered the local expert on chickens and even brought two of his own to show. They were soft and pretty, and I was hooked. The idea of having my own chickens began hatching. It wasn't until GW emailed me out of the blue a few years later asking if I wanted 3 of his ladies that it became a reality. He was moving across the country and said it'd be too Jed Clampett, even for him, to travel with chickens strapped to the roof of his car. He sweetened the deal by offering to build me a hen house. It seemed the universe was saying, it's time for chickens. When I think of chickens, I often think of innocent creatures with their heads down foraging for food. Imagine my surprise when GW's ladies came with exotic names reminiscent of worldly women shaking their tail feathers at the famed chicken ranch. First came Crystal with a K, Candy with an I, and finally, Shanae. I loved those ladies the minute they stepped into their new hen house. They were unusual, gentle, and mine. Chickens make awesome pets. 1, they're low maintenance, so when I travel, I just shove them in the coop with food and water, and they are good to go. 2, I rarely buy gifts. The fresh, free-range eggs do all the work. And 3, the entertainment value is unbelievable. When I tell people I have chickens, they do a double take with that quizzical look on their face. You know the one that says, "Say what?" When people ask if I have kids, I reply, "No, I have chickens." I love other people's kids, they just didn't happen for me. It's also legal to lock animals in cages. Not so much with kids. I didn't always keep my animals locked up. I let the chickens run around during the day in the backyard, which was separated from the front backyard by a cyclone fence. Soon after I got my chickens, I let my 12-year-old dog Memphis in the front backyard while I was at work. Later that day, Jonathan called me at work. "There's been a death in your family." "One of my parents?" "No, something else." "Memphis?" "No, one of your chickens is dead." To which I replied, "Jonathan, when one of your chickens is dead, you do not start the conversation with, 'There has been a death in your family.'" Once I picked myself up off the floor, I asked, "Which one and how?" "I don't know, but I'm pretty sure Memphis had something to do with it." When I got home, my innocent-looking dog greeted me as if to say, "Hey, how's it going?" Behind him lay a headless chicken surrounded by a halo of feathers. In denial, I just knew my beloved greyhound would never chase down and kill a defenseless animal. The truth became harder to ignore with Memphis pooping feathers for 3 days. Yeah. I love my dog, but in that moment, wished his arthritis had flared up and Shanae had had a stun gun. For my birthday a few months later, Jonathan glued a headless chicken to a card and wrote, "What the cluck?" on the inside. I laughed at his creativity and his audacity. Only a true friend knows when it's okay to joke about a headless chicken. Chickens are relaxing to watch. Their repetitive scratching and looking is mesmerizing. Chickens are also like potato chips. You can't have just one. A year after Shanae's death match, I plucked up 3 cheeping chicks at the local feed store. Dot, Dixie, and Shanae too. When Shanae too departed early like her namesake, I began to suspect the name was trouble. The next year when I purchased 5 new chicks, told you, not one was named Shanae. As my backyard filled with chickens, my house began filling with chickens. Ceramic chickens and feathered chickens and metal chickens and chicken calendars and chicken magnets and chicken books. My license plate reads, "Bagog?" And my bumper stickers read, "Chillin' with my peeps." And chickens are cheap therapy. All great for a point and laugh in traffic. I'm not to the point of chicken sheets, but if you see any, queen-sized. My favorite chicken memory is of holding my first chick and hearing her cheep, cheep, cheep. Like babies, they're either cheeping, eating, pooping, or sleeping. They grow quickly through that ugly duckling stage where their feathers are coming in, right into the miniature chicken phase where they look like full-size chickens, but they're tiny. Raising chicks brings out my maternal instinct, and I think of them as my little feathered family. My hands are the closest things I have to kids, and I have the photos on my iPhone to prove it. I recommend chickens as pets. Just do not name one of them Shanae.